top, I'ma make it. Niggas just can't take it. To the top, I'ma make 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 it. Niggas just can't take it. Yeah.
Yo, what's good, YouTube? It's your boy AJ. I'm here with Rage and Cypher. Make sure you guys hit that like button and subscribe. We're about 100 subscribers away from 19K, so help us out, get us to 19K. Follow us on Instagram at Nets Kingdom 1. All our Twitters are scrolling at the bottom. And don't forget to check out the article. Cypher just dropped the newest article on should the Nets sign Jimmy Butler. So type that in on netskingdom.net and give that a click for us. Appreciate all the support. So today's video is Dariq Whitehead. If you're a Nets fan, you probably don't like that. You probably heard that name and we're just like, ooh, you cringed a little bit. You're like, ooh, Dariq. But we're going to talk about Dariq Whitehead today. Man, oh man, Dariq, man. It's like we had so great hopes for him, and it's still not over. But coming out of high school, man, and I remember I did the check out. If you type in Nets Kingdom and check out the breakdown I did on Dariq a while ago, he was just such an outstanding prospect in high school. He had the athleticism, the shooting ability, shooting threes at a high clip. It was kind of like similar. I remember the draft comparison. Some people were comparing his shooting to like similar to Joe Harris because of his form and his consistency to make threes. But at the same time, he's like a supercharged Joe Harris because he can hit the step back, create off the dribble. You know, Joe didn't really have that ISO create off the dribble bag. Joe could either just hit the three or straight line drive, right? Dariq had like all the tools in his bag in high school, but the injuries, the sad injuries, is really what made kind of Dariq tumble downward in his early career. Well, he's still what is he, 19, 20?
He's 20,
But
just turned 20
yeah.
August 1st.
Yeah, so Saib, you got the stats on what was Dariq's stats really in high school? I guess how did his stats kind of go further down? Because people are gonna think like, yo, Sean drafted him and he believed in him, so they had to have something. Duke believed in him, and Duke is a powerhouse basketball program. So if Duke was on his recruiting, so he was probably a number one recruit going into Duke. But yeah, go ahead, Cypher, about those stats.
Yeah, I mean, hard to find high school stats, but
Mhm.
the guy, like, if you see his footage, extremely
Yeah.
explosive, could really jump out the gate,
Yeah.
finishing, playmaking, rebounding, defense. Like, this guy was like the whole package. Like, this
Yeah.
was a guy before the college season started, which projected to go top 5 in
Mm.
the 2023 draft. Like,
Yeah.
that's how good he was. And in college, he was battling the lower body injuries, averaged 8 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist, only 21 minutes per game. 42% from the field, 43% from 3, which is, excellent, elite.
Yeah.
And then 79% from the free throw line. Now, something that should be noted that in college, over about half of his shots were threes. So, that's an
Wow.
indicator of, his legs really just weren't under him, couldn't really get
Yeah.
to the rims much. Had to be more of a jump shooter, which, he was fantastic with. And, the upside was there, so the Nets took a chance on him, drafting him, I believe, 22nd overall in the 2023 draft. And
I was
missed
gonna
his
ask you,
rookie
Cypher,
year.
real quick,
What's
how
up?
many the surgeries? So he hurt his foot the first time he got hurt his foot, but people don't think it was. They thought it was at Duke, but it was actually in high school. I think he hurt his foot
Yeah.
first in high school, right?
Yep.
Yeah, he hurt his foot in high school. Then he
I
went to
believe it
Duke.
was the Jones fracture that he had.
Jones fracture. Yeah, I remember KD had that Jones fracture a minute ago too. When he had broken foot.
KD and Karis LeVert.
Yeah. Okay. So he broke his foot, the Jones fracture. Then he went to college, and it happened again, or was it? I think it was a knee.
It was the Jones fracture again, I think.
Another fracture, and then
The shins.
I remember. Yeah, and then in G League with us, he had the shin fracture.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's 3 lower body surgeries in a span of 18 months.
Oh, that is. Oh my God. Yeah, just thinking about that is just like, damn, that's just so bad luck right there. And you just look at his shooting mechanics, like I was saying, like he's just a really, really good shooting. Like these shooting mechanics are really good. Like it's just it's just so tough to talk about Dariq because you have the hopes for him. I mean, let's talk about going forward now because we know what he like coming into college. We know why Sean got him, and we know Sean's not afraid to draft guys that are injured because Karis LeVert worked out for us, right? Dariq's future with the Nets, man. What Rage? What do you think about Dariq's future? Like, how could he be used? Do you want to get off of him? What do you think What do you think the future holds for Dariq?
Well, talk about, I mean, tank commander, right?
Take
Keep him around
Commander.
for that. But honestly, in hopes for him, I would love obviously be able to get off of Cam Johnson and Dorian and give him a shot to give him
Yeah.
a chance to start and just see what's up with this year. At least give him a chance this year. But I think realistically, what happens, he'll get his time. He'll have his chance to play for sure.
Mm,
He could end up being like he could kind of just being end up being washed out. I mean, he might end up starting in the G League maybe
mm,
to go and get reps there. I think he'll probably just be on the team, maybe, but he won't be starting. And there's going to be a bunch of other guys like you look at Zaire Williams, you look at other players like I said, Dorian's on the team, Cam Johnson, like
yeah.
Wilson will get time, like and then where are you going to play him? You're going to play him at the 2, and it's like if he's not as fast, then it's like you're going to try and we might play him at 3-6-6, but it's like
Yeah. We still have Shake. People forget about
but
Shake. We
I,
still have Shake too.
we still have Shake, so I think
Mm,
realistically he'll get his chance and he'll stick around for this year. But who knows really? He's gonna start off on the bench, but
yeah.
he's gonna have to really play himself out of
I
out
think
of
it's more
everything
likely
because
that he
of what
just
we have.
starts with the G League.
Go ahead, Sai.
I think it's more likely that he just starts in the G League because, you know,
Mhm.
less competition, get his confidence up. I mean, that's the whole point of the G League, just to develop those young guys that need it.
Yeah. Um, at this point with me, like I'm rooting for Dariq to do like good, but it's like it's just after this year. This year, I don't care. Dariq could go out there and shoot 0 for 700, and I wouldn't care. I'll be happy. But it's just the next year, right? Where we gonna start building our culture, building the team, actually get into the rebuild after we get Cooper or Ace, right?
We'll have
That
money.
Yeah, and have money. That's where I'm like, Dariq has to elevate his game, or at least just look like a sustainable NBA player, or he's gotta like they might flip him for something if they can flip him, or they might just get rid of him because you're gonna have so many new young prospects coming in. You're gonna get lost in the sauce if you don't perform at the level. Because they're already talking about we might possibly get rid of Dayron because Dayron's contract is gonna be coming up, and Dayron's been a little better than Dariq, right? So it's like we might, and he hasn't been sustainable. So it's like we're trying to like build something here, and if if Dariq doesn't like perform at a certain level, he's got to show me at least something. Show me at least something. I think the Nets will think about possibly like, okay, we're getting Cooper, we're getting all these. We got 4 first rounds. 2026, we got probably gonna have like 2 or whatever. It's like we're gonna have to make a decision here because we can't draft everybody, right? We can't have draft everybody at this time. We can't keep everybody. I'll
And
say that we can't
sign
keep everybody.
yeah, we can't keep everybody, but with
Yeah,
Dariq Whitehead, it'll be interesting because it's like, we like you said, we just want to see something, right?
yeah,
If the say the we know obviously like the legs are kind of gone. The 3 surgeries in 18 months is so rough, and obviously we hope that things will get back, but realistically, which is the legs kind of, that athleticism being gone, it's like
mhm,
if we drafted you, obviously just to have that 3-point shot at the very minimum, which he did very well in college,
yeah,
you can't be only good at that and, be 16% from 3 or whatever that was.
yeah.
It's like you gotta, like you said, you gotta be able to get something, and it's like, be able to create, his defense obviously isn't too bad, but it's like you can't just be a you can't just be a
A
defender
one
and,
dimensional.
you
Yeah, he
know,
can't be Joe Harris because Joe Harris was the greatest 3-point shooter in Nets history, right?
you
But
can't
he
be
was one
Matisse
dimensional.
Thybulle. You can't be Matisse Thybulle.
Yeah, yeah. You can't be
Can't be
one
Matisse
dimensional
Thybulle.
like Joe. Yeah, you can't be one dimensional like Joe. Like, and Tariq's not one dimensional. He does have a little bit of more tools than Joe did, especially in high school. But if these surgeries have lingered him to like just being a spot up guy, that's where it's like, okay, you got to give us at least if you're going to be a spot up guy, you got to shoot with your 40 plus and up. If you're just going to be the spot up guy, at
And
least.
it looked good in college. Like, it was
Yeah,
41 and a half on like 3.5 attempts. Like Sife said, it was almost 50% of his shots were 3-pointers.
yeah,
But it's like you got to be able to do that. But also, like, if you can just like spot up shoot, and we're trying to win a championship, like, yeah, that's nice. But it's like, we can do better with all the money that we have, with all the people that we're gonna be able to draft. There's gonna be better out there. And
mean,
Dariq Whitehead can
with
just end
Dariq
up being an
Whitehead,
outcast.
the
Yeah.
benefit of being 6'7" is that if he can shoot like 40% from three and play like decent defense, like he is going to have a role in the NBA. I mean,
Yes.
that's essentially what Dorian Finney-Smith is, and
Yeah.
being tall and shooting well will just get you so much attraction in this league. And
Yeah.
so for him, like because he's got the body of like the real body of an NBA player,
Yes.
he doesn't have to be Cam Thomas. He doesn't have to be like this elite on ball shot creator. He just has to show you that he could play on both ends
Mhm.
to a reasonable degree.
Yeah.
Yep, and
I
let's give him a
agree.
chance. Let's give him his chance. We'll give him his chance this year, and let's see how things go. But
Yeah.
and there's a chance that things can go right, but they're looking. We'll see. We'll see. We're looking at Saint Commander.
Yeah. Make sure you guys hit that like button, subscribe, follow us on all our socials. Let us know in the comments. What do you think about Dariq Whitehead? What do you think his future holds? Do you want him on the team in the future? Do you want him gone? Tank Commander? What do you guys think about Whitehead? Let us know in the comments. Appreciate you guys so much. Again, hit that like button for us. We'll be back.